Hey everyone. As a men's Bible study group, we were challenged to um, share a testimony of something that made God real to us. Something that we experienced that took God as took God from kind of an idea to something that was tangible, that was real, that was alive in our lives. And I think the best thing I have to share, if I was to go down the list of the things that God has done for me and ways in which I have felt Him, I'd be talking for many, many minutes, and I want to keep it somewhat brief. I would actually have to share the testimony of when I gave my life to Christ. I'd been struggling with pornography for over 10 years. I was really, really down, wasn't particularly fond of life. In fact, I didn't want to live. I would never say I've been suicidal, but I didn't want to live. I knew that I was not living in a way that was good for me or anyone else. But also I would say I loved the sin too much. And part of it is I didn't know how to find help, how to look for help. There's so much shame attached to pornography that it's really difficult for someone who doesn't have a support group to work through that and to deal with that and to actually, to properly overcome that. But I remember one day when I was 23 years old, where I came home from work and was doing my dirty habit, my dirty secret. I had probably been watching porn for an hour, and I went to bed, and I was so numb to life, to everything, right? I didn't want to live. I hated myself. I felt disgusting. I felt evil. I felt awful. And actually, when I started to think about what I thought of myself and the way I felt, hopeless, just like I was not good for anything. That is where I told the Lord that if He had any use for me, that He could have me. That I was tired, I was done trying to do this on my own, trying to be a man and like face things and just try to beat everything on my own. Because I was getting beat over the head with the things I was trying to beat. And actually, that was the very moment. Never watched pornography again. I woke up the next day, and somehow things were beautiful. I remember driving to work, and it was spring, and trees were turning green. And I'm driving to work, and I'm like, I missed this. I knew it was spring in my head, but I hadn't seen it. And I saw the leaves turning green or to start to bud. And there was a joy. There was a worth. I felt loved. And in fact, I'm going to tie this in. Hadn't planned to, but I'm going to tie this in. It was only a couple weeks later it would have been a couple months, where I actually was feeling pretty low again. And I asked the Lord, like, God, I'm feeling really alone. And the most powerful thing I've experienced in my Christian walk was actually just hearing and feeling the Lord say to me that, I love you, Jamie. And that was something I that's something that changed my life again, right? Just solidified, built upon the base that the Lord was laying up. And when it comes to Halloween, specifically Halloween, it's a celebration about death. It celebrates and promotes death. And the challenge was to speak some life into Halloween. And I figured what better way to do that than to share the story, very briefly, but to share the story of a man who went from death to life. The scripture that says, taste and see that the Lord is good, comes to my mind. It is so true. It is so true. If anybody has any doubts, but you are genuine, if you genuinely, with an open mind and an open heart, ask the Lord if he would reveal himself to you, he will. Guys, God is real. Life after death is real. It was a statement of fact, as every experience in my life has taught me that if it's not bringing life, it's bringing death. And I want every one of you to live forever. I want each and every one of you to experience God, to have this peace and this joy and this certainty of hope. Speak some life into each other. Go hug your brother. Go hug your friends, your family, and let's celebrate life. And let's start turning away from death. Let's stop celebrating death. I think that sounds like a good plan. Love y'all. Have a fantastic day. Keep God first.